Thanks for clicking on the video, and here today at Nerd Mimic, we are presenting Dungeons & Dragons. This is the Legend of Drizzt board game. This is published by Wizards of the Coast, and it came out in 2011. It's still widely available. You might see it listed on Amazon and Walmart on occasion, and certainly board game retailers will have it on their site. So it's pretty cool to know that this is still accessible. So I'm going to show you how to take this version, which is a standard edition with unpainted miniatures, and I'm going to show you how to convert it into a premium edition with pre-painted minis. Before we do that, let's just take a look at the box. It has a very purple theme to it, being Drizzt and taking place predominantly in the Underdark. The sides of the box has basically the same artwork. So let's just flip it to the back here. And you can see it's rated for 1 to 5 players, 12 plus, and it takes approximately an hour for each campaign mission. You can see here the dungeon tiles laid out and multiple minis, unpainted of course, scattered on the board here. So let's get this open and we'll do a little unboxing here and then show off the miniatures. And while I'm doing this, if you're new to the channel, hopefully you can hit that like and subscribe. It certainly helped me out to grow to 1,000. And if you like miniatures, check out my free miniatures giveaway on the link down below. So here is, of course, the rule book. Let's take a quick look at this. They don't show off the components, they just list the components here. And it's approximately 16 pages long. We'll just do a quick flip through. And as you know, this is part of their cooperative board game series. So there's actually 6 boxes now in this set. Here is the adventure book, which is going to have the campaign missions. Take a quick flip through of this. And let's see, that's 11 campaign missions, there are 13. So 13 in total. All right, so let's set these aside. Of course, we're gonna have various cardboard tokens and tiles. There are more of these underneath the plastic insert. But let's have cards here. Of course, you're gonna have a single dice. And you're gonna have bags and bags of miniatures. All right, so I'm gonna take these out and place them on the table and display the minis that we got. So you can have a sneak peek here. All right, so let me reset the camera. Okay, so I have all the miniatures lined up here. There's approximately 40 of them. We'll take a closer look at each one in a second, including the big baddie at the very end. As you know, Dungeons & Dragons does have a line of pre-painted minis. It's called Icons of the Realm nowadays. And back then, it was part of a skirmish battle game. So each pre-painted mini came out with a little stat card, such as this one. So if you do obtain these minis, get the stat card, you could use these to play miniature games. So that's pretty cool. Now I have to give you a spoiler. There are 3 molds in this game that are unique just to this board game, and unfortunately you will not find them in a pre-painted fashion. So how was I able to obtain all these minis in a pre-painted fashion? Well, the only other alternative is if someone paints them for you. So I was able to get a hold of these minis from a gentleman, CainisLoopus. He does wonderful work, as you can see here. I'll put a link down below for his eBay store as well as to his Instagram, and he does commission work as well. So he's painted multiple Dungeons & Dragons sets for the board games, so he's quite experienced to paint these minis, not just this set for Legend of Drizzt, but other sets as well. So let's get started here. Let's start off with the heroes. And of course we have Drizzt here and his companion. And when you obtain the pre-painted minis from the original Dungeons & Dragons line, the Drizzt character, he's part of the Archfiend's set. And his panther is going to be part of, let's see, let me take a look at my notes, of the Underdark set. So Archfiend's set and Underdark set. Next up, we have Battlehammer here. And he is part of the Desert of Desolation set. So if you want to find him in a pre-painted fashion, just type in Battlehammer, type in Desert of Desolation, and you will find a reseller having this mini. And I'll put a link down below for Rooftop Games, where I've obtained a lot of my pre-painted minis as well. Next up, we have Wolfguard. He is part of the Night Below set. And then next to him, we have Catapri, and unfortunately, she is unique just to this game, or at least this mold. Now, she's of course a popular character. You will find other sculpts of her, but if you want to have the exact same sculpt to fit the picture and the design of the board game, once again, it does not exist, and you will have to paint her yourself or find a talented individual to do so. Next to her, we have Regis, and he also is a unique sculpt just to this board game. So let's take a closer look at these guys. And once again, he is not available in a pre-painted fashion, but there are other sculpts and molds of him that are pre-painted. Next to him, we have another hero, but the miniature name that you're looking for is not Arthogate. You're going to look for Dwarf Battle Rager, and he's part of the Unhallowed series. All right, so Battle Rager Unhallowed. Next up, we got a trio of goblins here. These are called Goblin Cutter. They're part of the Legendary Evil series. However, once again, if you have Cain paint them for you, he can do a great job and individualize them. And you can see this one has a little blue like shaw around him, a red one and a yellow one. So they look a little different. That's cool. Next to those trio of goblins, we got a trio of Great Peak Goblin Archers. They are part of the Unhallowed series. And you can see on their back here, they have some shields, and each one has a different metal. You can see like maybe a little bronze, a little gold, maybe a little iron there. Wonderfully done. Fantastic, probably better than I could do. Next to those goblins, we have the leader. This is Irontooth, and he has the same name in the Legendary Evils line. So you're looking for Irontooth. Okay. Next up, we're getting to some of the drolls here. These are the droll duelist characters, but you're going to look for the miniature name droll Battlemaster, and they are part of the Desert of Desolation series. And they look pretty cool, except of course for the bendy swords. Okay, that's the problem with these plastic minis. All right, I did put them in some hot water to straighten it up, but unfortunately they sometimes bend back. All right, but anyways, that is not the fault of the sculptus or the painter. It's just part of what happens when we just use plastic instead of metal nowadays. All right, so next up, we have some of the villains. Okay, so here we have a character called Artemis, and he has the same name in the miniature line. So Artemis is part of the Underdark figure line. Next to him, we have a mage character called the Droll Wand Mage, and he is part of the Dungeons of Dread miniature line. Next to him, we have a character called Yavanel. Hopefully I'm pronouncing it right. And she is she has the title of Droll Acronomancer, and she is part of the Underdark line. And next to her, we have another unique sculpt. So this is for a character called drow. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that right. And once again, he has a unique sculpt, so you will not find him pre-painted anywhere. So you could take a look at the paint job here that Cain did, and it's pretty cool. So this character here has a name of Denon. However, the miniature you're looking for is Drizzt Fanglord, and he is part of the Savage Encounters miniature line. Next up, we have a ooze creature here. This is a yokel, hopefully I'm pronouncing that right. And the miniature is looking for is Yokel Templar. And this miniature is part of the Legendary Evils line. Now, these monsters in their true form have a predominant yellow color. And I was debating if I should redo this one in yellow, but he does have a yellowish eye here. But I think I'm gonna leave him alone. I think he's painted wonderfully, and thematically it makes sense. He does shape shift into maybe a spider or another droll, and going along with the purple theme of the game, I think it fits. So I'm pretty happy with him. Next to him, we have a Mind Flayer, obviously. And this Mind Flayer is, let's see, he's a Mind Flayer Telepath is the name of the mini, and he's part of the Aberrations figure line, which is one of the earlier miniature lines. Okay, next up, we got a trio of swarms. This is a Demon Web Swarm, part of the Desert of Desolation miniature line. Next up, we have here some Bloodseeker Drakes, and they are part of the Dangerous Delves line. And it's pretty cool that, well, John is his name, that runs the Cain handle, and he has done a wonderful job having different hues on these drakes. I think they're beautifully done. Next up, we have a trio of medium water elementals. They are part of the Dragon Eye line. Now, if you do get them as part of the Dragon Eye line, they will be opaque. They won't be translucent as the ones that come in the board game. And I think they actually look cooler this way. You can see how the light goes through them. And next to them, we have a trio of Cursed Spirits. They are part of the Archfiends line. And once again, if you get them in the Archfiend line, they will be sort of opaque, like how he painted this one to look like more solidified. But they do come translucent like this. And I think it's pretty cool that you could have them phase in and out. So thank you, Cain, or John, for that. Next up, we have a pair of Feral Trolls. Now, these Feral Trolls are part of the Desert of Desolation line. But once again, and of course, if you obtain them pre-painted, they will look exactly the same. But here, he took the time to give them different skin tone. And I think that's really well done. So thank you again, Cain. And next up, we have a purple dragon, or a deep dragon. So the title for this is Adult Purple Dragon, and he is part of the Savage Encounter. Okay, so moving on to the big baddie himself. He has a name of Urtu, but he is known as a Baylor, and he is part of the Legendary Evils miniature line. So you're looking for Baylor. So I think Cain has painted him to a high standard here. He looks great. Love all the shading on his wings. and the different colors of his weapons. So it's pretty cool. I'm super happy with him. I think my favorite out of all of these minis has to be the adult purple dragon. I think he's just beautifully done with some iridescent wings there. So thank you very much, Cain. Once again, I'll put a link down below for his Instagram and eBay store, and you could contact him if you want to commission him to do your minis as well. And I certainly will do so in the future. So once again, that is how to convert your Legend of Drizzt board game into a pre-painted premium edition. So thank you for watching, everyone. Have a great day. Keep on adventuring out there.